on, sit down, camera's rolling.
Pleasure.
Somebody had a busy day. Hello and welcome to another episode of I Have Never. Well, with my skin colour and his teeth, I feel like this is what you'd get if you ordered Robin Rubbish off of Wish. It's Mark and Sam.
Talking of wishing for things, if Sammy had 3 wishes, it'd be Taco Bell, Five Guys and Mackey's. Sammy, has anything caught your attention this week?
Yeah, obviously the death of His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh. You know, rest in peace, God bless, and all that. You know, it's terrible news. I was sat on the sofa as the coverage was breaking, the news was breaking across the globe, I guess, and just one of the first things that struck me was probably sort of, you know, before he was taken ill in hospital, just leading up to that, he's sort of, you know, in the paper, any time he was in the paper, it's sort of like a bit of a blithering sort of mess, you know, a bit like I made a gaff here, I said that. It was a bit, you know, like
that's how I grew up knowing him, really. I didn't know that was all we heard, like in the news and stuff, was about his gaffes.
And you know, people saying he was a racist, and obviously other people have come out around to say that he's not a racist. But I feel like the undertone was that Philip is old, he's of a generation, but he is a bit racist. And I like the guy. I think he's funny. I don't see. When it's a generational thing, maybe it's not welcome, but I don't see the problem with it. But I love the British media really jumping on it straight away. So you've gone from a 30-second span from like knowing the man is alive, sort of racist, you know, prat, to his intellectual wit.
Yeah, that's the contrast, isn't it?
Hang on a minute, no, he's cold now. I mean, come on.
That is a stark contrast, isn't it?
It's the media. People are wising up to this sort of thing. People understand that this happens now, the media. So the Harry and Meghan stuff, you know, people understand. The media show you what they want to show you. They happily admit that they play people off against each other and stuff. And I just think people are wising up to that. But yeah, just go from racist idiot, intellectually witty. I mean, come on, you know. That was one thing that really caught my attention. But it's a sad bit of news, and you know, thoughts for the family.
Yeah, of course. Has there anything else been on your radar this week, or you've been involved?
Yeah, I have started TikToking again. I say again, I've done maybe 2 before. I've just got back on that boat. Let's speak, you know, not the boat I came in on, a different boat. I've been enjoying it. Seems I've made a few sort of original TikToks, and I have to be careful, you see, because you know I ride my bike wherever I go.
Bicycle.
My bicycle. Yeah. I have my bicycle, so for sort of logistic purposes, I have a rucksack a lot of the time. So I have to be careful where I start TikToking. So I start TikToking when I got my rucksack with me, I'm gonna get myself in a bit of trouble, I think. But yeah, TikToking. I think my TikTok is at Sam Chant. Quite simple. So if you wanna see me on TikTok, go over there now.
Yeah,
not right now. Watch the rest of this first.
All you 15-year-old girls, go for it.
TikTok's not just full of 15-year-old girls. There's like
It's not 14 and a half?
No. There's a mums of TikTok. Mums of TikTok.
I'm listening, sir.
Yeah, exactly. See, they're like sort of, I don't know, 30-somethings that have children and are upstaging their children a lot of the time. So it's not just for younger people.
Okay.
I feel very welcome on TikTok.
Cool. Like my comprehension of it, really weak as to what it is.
I mean, your comprehension of technology in general is quite lacking, I would say.
Yeah, I tend to not trust in the thing unless it's like been wound up or have a motor.
Wind me up sometimes. You don't fucking trust me, do you?
Not as far as I can throw it.
Oh, Jesus. No, but just in general, you don't have a great technological comprehension. I mean, we're talking to a guy. We're talking to a guy who couldn't get his iPhone to work in a foreign country. We say a foreign country, it's fucking Ireland. And what did you do in Ireland when you couldn't get your iPhone to work?
So I grew up with the concept of having like a Nokia or something. If it didn't work, you just took the back out and took the battery out. I missed that was not a thing with iPhones.
Missed that was not a thing. Somehow you managed to prize apart an iPhone and take the battery out of it.
My fingernails didn't like it. My phone didn't like it. The guy at the phone shop in Dublin. He
likes it.
Yeah, he likes it.
Easiest 50 quid he's ever made.
Yeah, well.
You know, you do have an iPhone, but it does the basics for you, doesn't it? We're talking texting, calling. I guess it calls. It never fucking answers when I call it, that's for sure. Emails, maybe.
And placing bets, yeah.
And placing bets, yeah. That'd be it, isn't it, really? Yeah. Just like a glorified file of facts, isn't it?
That sounds a lovely idea, Sammy. If I could have an iFilofax. Sold.
Do you remember Filofax?
I've been thinking about them this week, yeah. Like, it's a desperate sort of idea to try and get some order in life. Maybe that's what I need. I need to find a
You've been thinking about a Filofax.
Yeah.
My thought process is with a Filofax of, I can't believe anybody fucking used that.
Oh, really?
What about like a big, heavy leather ring binder to put inserts in that are fucking expensive? When I worked at a bookshop, we used to sell Filofax stuff, and none of it was cheap.
Right.
I always found it more of a statement thing, like, I'm just getting out the Filofax and just,
yuppie or whatever. Yeah, I just like the idea that life could have some sort of order, and
buy a fucking calendar.
Would you like a turmeric latte? Is that a face that wants a turmeric latte? Have a look at that little face. Does that face want a turmeric latte? I'm making him a turmeric latte.
So I'm not really sure what to expect. A turmeric latte.
Presenting you with your first ever turmeric latte.
Wow. So
I can imagine someone that's not a foodie, this is like, oh my god, that sounds like the total opposite end of the scale.
Yeah.
But in theory, it's
turmeric. So explain to me. I know we've been over this a couple of times, but what exactly is turmeric, and why should I be putting it into my body? And where would I have had it before? I just wouldn't have realised.
I mean, I'm not coming into this as some expert in any sense. Turmeric, I know, is yellow. It comes in a powdery form. You buy it and put it in foods to make things yellower. The properties include it's an inflammatory reducer.
Really?
Yes.
It reduces inflammation.
That's a much better way of putting it. Yes.
I mean, how much am I going to need?
Yes.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm no expert or miracle worker.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to try that. I've never had, what milk's in here?
It's oat milk. Yeah.
Oat milk.
And it's a turmeric super blend.
You always say, because you drink oat milk and soy milk, don't you?
And almond milk.
And almond milk. But you always say one of them's naughty. Which one's the naughty milk?
The naughtiest.
The naughtiest.
I would say coconut and oat milk would be the naughtiest.
Oh, so I've got the naughty milk.
You've got a naughty milk, you're a naughty boy.
Yeah, naughty boy. Okay. Well, I'm going to try it, but I'm a little bit anxious about it.
I know you are, man. I know you are.
Is it spicy?
Oh.
It says it's
I would-
spice.
I would think there's only one element of it you might not like, but I don't want to sell you that because you're pretty focused on it. It's just a joke.
Okay, I'm just going to go for it. I don't know how to get it out of us. Spit in. Oh, Jesus. Okay. It's just a coffee.
It hasn't got any coffee in it.
What's
one thing
you
know.
It's not got any coffee in it. How does that work?
Or maybe a latte doesn't need to have coffee in, like caffeine or that sort of thing. Or maybe like matcha and stuff can equate to being coffee. Sammy?
Matcha?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I have no idea what I'm about to drink, have I?
No, but it's okay, and we're all here for you. And you can just have a sip, and it's okay. If you don't like the flavour, say it, but it is quite a pleasant flavour. It's not aggressive or difficult, so it's fine. I'm not sure turmeric has a smell either.
Doesn't it? It smells like my rice. Smell that. It smells like an Indian takeaway.
Because they probably use it a lot in Indian cooking, I guess.
Yeah. You know. Let's go for it.
Well, I appreciate you trying, Sammy. It's a good. You haven't got anywhere near the fucking mouth of it. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It smells like rice. It really. When I get a takeaway. That's what I can smell. It's so clear. I know it's just making my mouth water. Okay.
Jesus.
That was a bit fucking hot, wasn't it?
Oh, it was hot, was it?
100% just tastes like Indian food. Yeah, it's not.
Have I made you a curry latte by mistake?
It looks like curry. It tastes like curry. I'm not trying to over exaggerate that or anything. 100%. That tastes like. Do you know the disappointing part when you're eating a curry and you run out of chicken? Oh, you don't eat chicken anymore, do you? I always have a chicken korma. Everyone calls me a pussy because it's not spicy. I just love a chicken korma. It tastes so good. When you've eaten all the chicken, you've only got a bit of rice and sauce left, and there's no meat in that, but and you have to. That's exactly what that tastes like. The ricey saucy bit.
The ricey
When I finish, I'm not even joking.
I can't believe that you can equate that to that. I would never ever thought.
Is there any sugar in it?
Yeah.
How many did you put in?
Would you like some more sugar?
No. How many sugars did you give me?
Probably equivalent to about 2 to 3 teaspoons.
What do you mean equivalent to?
With agave.
The what?
Agave.
Agave?
Yeah. So not granulated refined sugar. They would use agave.
Agave.
Again, I feel like I should fill in with lots of information. I've used it for years. I just find it's got a better glycemic index, and that is a lot. I'm much more happy using it as a sweetener.
Can I see it?
Yes.
I need to see some guava.
Well, I mean, how many times have I got up in this video already? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, I mean, we need to show those trousers off somehow, don't we? busy trousers having a busy recording. What is that? Just two shampoos or three, please. Oh no, just have a dollop of herbal essence in my coffee, thank you. What the fuck?
I love that different perspective that we both have. That you see it as something that's almost like a shampoo bottle.
That is a shampoo bottle. The only things I have that come in a bottle like this are my Lynx Africa shower gel that I get a dozen of at Christmas, and shampoo,
Yeah, so I think that's cool. I think it's even got a better flavour than like the fine sugar and stuff.
Yeah. What would it taste like if you just dabbed it?
Would you like to dab it?
Like to dab it, yeah.
I'll put a drop on the top of your thing.
I'll put a blob on the top of my thing. Just around it.
Oh, and do you want me to put it in your hole?
So you never ask. Yeah, that'll do. Oh dear. Smell. That's incredibly sweet, isn't it? I'm just trying to make sure I get that. Yes.
Come on, Sam. Sam, you're looking at sugar, isn't he?
I'm like a little honeybee, a busy bee. busy trousers.
Jesus, talk about a queen bee.
Honestly, yeah, much more pleasant than I imagined, but I can't. It's to me that is completely savoury. It's almost
Do you
like
want some more sugar in it?
No, it tastes like a takeaway. It's fantastic. I feel like I'm having
And what I've done, I've just processed, put in a blender with chicken korma, some rice out there, extra turmeric.
Honestly,
it's not a curry smoothie.
Yeah, it's not. Of course it has. It's not completely smooth. It's like a little bit bitty.
It's a bit bitty. That's the one thing I thought you might not like about it.
No,
No,
that's the
it's
rice. That's like the it's like the rice.
It's the rice that I haven't processed well enough. That's what it is, Sammy. Yeah.
That is incredible. Yeah, I feel like I'm having like a cup of soup, like a curry cup of soup. There's no part of that apart from the sugar that I've licked off the top that is sweet or coffee-like. It's yeah.
So when people, anyways, this is an insight to when people order stuff like that. It's not like a scary, aggressive flavour. It just sounds a little bit different and a bit new and stuff. But it comes from a good place, and there are good flavours and stuff in there, and it's not too new or too.
Yeah, but who wants to be? Who's the guy like at the front of the like? I can have a turmeric latte, please. With how do you even ask for the sugar? Like, well, can I have? You know, what do you order the sugar in milliliters or squeezes? Like, I'll have 4 squeezes of guave, please. Oh, I mean, honestly,
And it's not even
it's like talking a different language. Like, you know,
it's progress.
It's progress.
So like healthier foods that still taste good. Yeah. So it's like part of progress.
Yeah. Didn't mention what's happened to me this week. I'm a changed man, aren't I? Got a turmeric latte with oat milk and a guave. I had a halloumi burger in the week.
You did.
Didn't you? I had. This is a big step for me. Don't like
it's such small news in some people's worlds, and in
small
your world,
news,
it's big news.
I had a meat-free lunch. A completely meat-free lunch.
Astonishing, yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Astonishing that you're astonished, yeah.
It was impressive. When have you ever seen me go out and have a meat-free lunch?
I could not believe when you did actually state this to me in the week that you would have meat with every meal. And maybe that's how people are. Like I didn't.
I mean, you wouldn't have meat on your cornflakes, would you?
No,
that's why I don't eat breakfast. Honestly, the halloumi burger was it was so good. I went out and bought some and had it for dinner the next day as well. It was just so good. I had a bit of mayo, a bit of sweet chilli. Oh, just delicious. Yeah. So I had a meat-free lunch. When I had it the next day, I did crisp up some bacon to put in because it was just delicious. It was like sort of slightly rubbery bacon and brie. So I really enjoyed it. It was delicious.
I think that's good
I
progress.
feel like I'm a changed man with my curry smoothie and my alternative bacon and brie butty.
I think this is just a start of a longer journey, and I look forward to trying you out with more things and opening your mind a little bit more to different foods and drinks.
So we've got our drinks now. We're vibing the alcohol today, weren't we? Really. It's been a busy weekend.
It's been a busy week.
Yeah. So this week, Mark.
Sammy.
It is. I have never, or never have I ever, lost my car after a night out. However much I like my curry smoothie, I'm not drinking it because I have never done that. So put your fucking drink up and drink. Oh, this is the 3rd time. You have to understand the game by now.
I don't understand the game, nor do I. When you just tell me to drink something, I just do it. And
I think sometimes you don't want to understand it. You have to learn.
No, I don't want to understand.
Look at all the learning and growing I've done this week. It wouldn't hurt for you to take on some new things, would it?
Right.
We usually play in a circle of people. Somebody will say, "Never have I ever."
I feel like
had a threesome. Giggle. And then everybody who has drinks. And
I just feel like when we do it, it's very predetermined.
Yeah, it is predetermined. It's pre-planned and pre-thought about, and you still can't fucking drink.
Oh no, I think so.
Just drinking, tell a story.
I was right at the bottom, biggie as fuck, screaming right up. This leads on to what will probably be a series of me talking about things that I did when under the influence, and that is so far from my reality now. Yes. And it is squeamish and difficult for me to go back.
That's why you're able to talk about it now. Because
yeah,
you're so far detached from that madness now.
Yeah,
we're proud of you.
Appreciate it.
Unconditionally.
Appreciate it.
Now tell a story about the time you got really drunk.
Yeah. So I think I got asked to leave a pub in Chichester because I was found in the girls' toilets. I can see a lot of nodding. Yeah. I don't really know why I was in there.
My memory is that you weren't allowed in to the venue anyway because you were so drunk. But it was the same venue that I was sick outside with a dog actually. I was allowed in.
Oh, I must have been in it. Sammy's allowed in. Yeah.
So, as I remember, Nathan was with us and he knew the door team or some of the door team, and he sort of talked a lot to get you in because you weren't allowed in at the point that you went. And the guy, ID please, and you hand him a card, and he's like, what's that, mate? You're like, yeah, that gets me in football grounds all over the country. And he was like, right, you ain't getting you in here though, is it? Like, brilliant. So you handed him a card.
And that's the wrong card, was it?
You'd handed him the wrong card. It was a different card for a different thing. Yeah, and that wasn't your ID. So he was straight away like, you're too drunk to come in. And they chatted a bit and sorted it out. It was also the night.
Oh, fantastic! More memories.
Yeah, Christ, I just forgot so much about this. It was also the night that it started pissing down when we were queuing up, and Nath blagged us a VIP thing that was like 300-400 quid. I think we paid about 20 quid each. We got a drink with it, and we got straight in.
That's just what I needed.
Yeah, that's what you needed. Yeah. We've gone from we can't get in to we don't want to queue and we don't want to get wet, and we're gonna have a VIP area. Fantastic. Yeah. High rollers, you know, ballers.
Prats.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Sorry,
Clearly left my car in a different town. We're in Chichester now. I get kicked out of the pub. We get in a taxi. It doesn't exist in my memory banks.
So we're driven to a pub in the day in Bognor. We've gone to Chichester, left the car there, come back. Yeah, and yeah. Whoever was with us that wasn't drinking, and when we come back to Bognor, you'd obviously I've got to get my car back to my house, and they'd driven it back for you.
Right.
Is as I remember it. And then,
good work, Sammy.
Yeah, that's as I remember it. And I think we went on to have a few more drinks.
Right.
On return to Bognor.
So yeah, so I get dropped off home, and I have a next door neighbour who's up having a cigarette. And he quite wants to have a drink with me if I've got any alcohol in, and I don't have any alcohol in.
That's a bummer.
However, I remember that I have bought a good friend a bottle of port. So me and my next door neighbour, who quite likes to drink, we I guess we come in and we drink port and smoke cigarettes for the rest of the evening. So I continue my night with my next door neighbour, and then I go to bed, like 4, 5, 6 in the morning, whatever. Now, what a standard thing for me to do would be to wake up and battle against the parking attendants. Is that the right word, question?
Yeah. So where your car was?
Where my car was before it was moved, which I've forgotten about.
Has a restriction, doesn't it?
Yeah, so like by 10 AM in the morning, the parking, they could ticket it or whatever. So I would constantly be, if I was working on the weekend, have my phone alarm set to make sure I got up, got out, and got my car, or at least bought a ticket on it. So I'm still thinking it's there. So I've woken up, snoozed my alarm, whatever, to make sure I get up. So, and it's as windy and rainy as you can imagine it being windy and rainy, and it's on the seafront. Parts on the seafront.
And it was sort of probably February time of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was February because it was Memorial Day. Yeah. So I've just got up, got wrapped up, gone out. I walked just like about half a mile along the seafront into the wind, into like the teeth of the gale. And my car is not where I thought it was. So I phoned up a friend and I've gone, I think my car's been nicked. Can you tell me anything about last night that might lead me to know where my car is? And mate's like,
You've got no recollection of where your car is. The last thing you knew, you left it outside the pub.
Yeah, on the seafront, yeah. And so then my second desperation phone call, which I can barely hear what's being said because the gale was so strong. But I've got some bit of shelter, is to Sammy, to go, Sammy, like, I think my car's been nicked, man, I can't find it.
Yeah, but did you say that cool and calmly? No, sorry, I think my car's been nicked, right, I can't. No, I answer the phone, I can just hear the absolute, horror of a storm in the background. Sammy, I can't find my car. I think it's been nicked. The desperation you don't get the. Oh yeah, I was just like, yeah, Sammy. I think my car's been nicked. Bullshit.
Sorry.
You I just, and already I could hear the wind and the rain, and I just hear say, Sammy, I can't find my. and I'm already, that's it, I'm done. I was just knew what was coming.
Sometimes
just
your friends are
tell
really
what
supportive
happens.
in situations, and sometimes they just cry and laugh like a little child. I received a lot of laughter and very little support, but I was reminded that I had actually been driven home in my car at some stage the night before, and that in fact I had walked straight past it to try and find it that morning.
You've gone out into the eye of what is a horrendous storm, walked half a mile east. If you just looked to the right of you, you would have seen your bright blue car. I mean, honestly, the laughter, just like, are you outside the bottle bar, Mark? Yeah. Ah, so you didn't look in the car park before you left? No. Go back home. Check the car park. Fucking brilliant.
Painful happiness.
I think that was the start of the memes. I think that was the first time I photoshopped your face onto something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine, I just love that you're absolutely hungover, desperate, just a mixture of emotions from losing your car, and then this appears. It's like, just straight away, just like, oh, that's not what you want, is it? No. Too good.
Too bad. Alright, thanks for watching today. I feel like we've made some significant progress with Sammy's diet.
Yeah. A meat-free lunch and a fucking fancy latte.
Baby steps.
A latte with no coffee in it.
And apologies for my grimacing through my embarrassing story. I hope you enjoyed or related to that.
No need to apologise, Mark. We're all friends here. Hopefully you can join us next week. We're going to do something a little bit different, so keep your eyes peeled for that. As always, give us a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit me up on TikTok @SamChan. Take care. See you soon.